You already know what it is and how it goes down, man. It's another Tuesday in the free world. So you already know we here, man. It's Turned Up Tuesday. It's your boy Dave Suave. And I'm here with my brother.
HNIC.
And you already know how it goes down. And around here, we let the guests introduce themselves, even when they are super legend. You know what I mean? So please, sir, introduce yourself.
Peace, everybody. The coolest legendary is the cool, the DJ, the red alert, everybody.
Come on, no introduction needed. It's just respect. It's just respect.
Okay, I'm in.
You know? So first of all, you know, it's an honor just to have you in the building. Like,
Respect.
we got to start there.
Respect.
Right?
All right.
So now that we got that out the way, let's take it back and rewind to like not the beginning, but the musical beginnings, right? Right. So boom, what was your first park jam? Your personal first one? Not the one you DJ'd, the one that you went to.
Oh, the first park jam got to be around the neighborhood. It was I grew up in Colonial Projects, which is now
Harlem.
known as Ralph J. Wrangle, right behind the pole grounds.
Right.
And it wasn't like a DJ there, but you know, you had somebody out there with, you know, playing music.
Right.
You know, record for record. And everybody all crowd around. So that was my first jam, just to see the excitement and the interaction and everything. You know, like it was amazing that, you know, as a youngin', you know, you feel like, wow. You know, it looked like one big party. And then, you know, that was when I was with my grandparents were coming downtown on the weekends with my parents on 111 between 7 and 8. We had the block parties in there, you know. Those are things I experienced during that time.
Yeah, shouts out to Harlem, man. Pay attention,
Harlem,
man.
man.
It's a lot of legends coming out of Harlem, man.
Word.
So,
I ain't even never knew that, but that's what's up.
You know what I mean? Harlem, listen, man. Shouts out to Harlem. You know what I mean? So, for you in the 80s, let's rewind a little bit to the 80s, right? We talking about the park jams. Well, what year was the park jam? We don't want to tell your age out here, but was that the 80s yet or not?
No. Actually, it was in the 70s as far as when they started playing in the parks, you know, with the DJs.
Okay.
I'll say late 60s going to 70s.
Okay, that's
because
the birth.
during, like, saying, quote unquote, the disco era,
right?
That's when, you know, the disco DJs were bringing out the sound system at the time.
That's when the battle, hip-hop versus disco.
Well, you know, hip-hop even was coming in place before disco, because disco had its own, you know, statue. You know, disco came in like late 60s and peaked around in the early 70s, ended out about maybe 75, 76.
Okay.
But hip-hop started coming in. Herc brought that in around 73. You know, so when he brought it in 73, you know, he was doing the parks, and then after that, you know, you had people like Flash and Bambaataa and the L Brothers, rest in peace, my man Disco King Mario, rest in peace, Cool DJ AJ, Love Buzz Starsky, some of the greats was out there in the parks.
And that's what's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, you know, because the God is the legend himself, he drops those names like, you know, pennies in a bucket.
Well,
like,
these was my peers that, you know, I was coming along with at the time. You know, I was looking up to other DJs before that. I was looking up to Herc. I was going to Herc jams before I got into it, and those were my peers who I just mentioned.
Right. Makes sense. Makes sense.
What made you wanted to become a DJ?
Right. I caught the bug by watching others. When I was watching Herc, I used to sneak downtown to the discos, wearing my brother's clothes, trying to look older, you know, sneaking on in, looking at some of the legendary DJs, and then coming up to Herc on a Saturday. And then, you know, I was always hanging around my brother's record collection. You know, he had all the music, you know, R&B, soul, pop, Caribbean, you know, everything.
Now let's talk about that Caribbean.
Yes.
All the roots are in the West Indies, Biggs, huh?
Yeah.
You an Antiguan man from what I understand.
Yeah, I was born in Antigua.
Okay.
And came up over here as a tot and raised in Harlem.
Oh, so it's in the blood. Either way it goes.
Rice and peas, peas and rice is all the same.
Oh, you heard? You heard? You heard? You know what I'm saying?
Don't matter.
So how were you introduced to Zulu Nation, man? How did that come about?
How that came in place because my cousin, I taught him how to DJ, but I didn't teach him altogether. He formed his own style by showing the basics, the foundation. By that time, my cousin Norm with the rest of the family moved to Bronx River Projects. And when my aunt brought him his first set, he made friends around the neighborhood, and there was a DJ by the name of Disco King Mario, rest in peace. You know, he brought him on to him, But Bambaataa was also around because in the same neighborhood where my cousin them grew up at.
Okay.
So he said, well, what are you doing over there? Bring him on with me. So he got down with Bam, and he told Bambaataa about me. My cousin go by the name of the original DJ Jazzy J.
Pay attention. Pay attention.
Yeah.
Take notes.
Yeah, like, and all you younger viewers out there, I hope y'all tuning in and locked
Definitely.
in.
And that's
Google.
hip hop.
Yeah, Google. Or
Yeah.
what's so real, if you're from the New York area, go ask your pops. Like, just pull up, you know what I mean,
That's
grab a
crazy.
parent or uncle or somebody and just, you know what I mean, play a couple of these names back and watch their reaction if you don't understand. You know what I'm saying?
No, Wikipedia is big now.
You know
What can I
that?
say, man?
And listen,
Right.
and it's like I said, I can't say it enough. The mere fact that, like you, in your own words, that these are your peers.
Yes, uh-huh.
You know what I mean? In the
Blessed be
basketball
among
realm,
them.
that's like
That's what's
Jordan
up.
and Bird and Larry is Bird, but Jordan, Bird, Shaq, Kobe in the room just kicking it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's a pleasure to be with them in the forefront in the beginning of the culture. Well, I gotta say that Herc was the beginning of the culture, but then we was the next
Right.
ones right behind Herc,
behind.
and we just learned how to carry it along until other people start joining in.
right. And it took over the world.
Now,
since
I'm just
after.
talking about the DJ. I didn't even get into the MCs. I'm talking about the DJs.
Song.
Because the
Speaking
DJs was like the Pied Piper, the band, you know, the leader.
Absolute,
You know,
absolute.
respect to the MCs, but the MCs was the people that was accommodating the DJs because the DJs was in the forefront.
Absolutely, 100%.
That's what it was.
I gotta ask you this, and you're speaking on MCs, right? You've been through, you heard throughout all the battles, all the celebrities. Who's your top 5 of all time?
Woo! Man, you talking about how many decades I spent.
Right.
Right.
That's what makes
right.
that so
And this
dope.
is what makes it so dope. And the question, and that's a crazy question. Because you DJ
can't
for
say
a
in
lot of celebrities.
Right, but I can't say in order, but I can give you a collective who I felt.
Okay.
I put it like
you
that. I
felt
can't
your
put it in
opinion,
order,
right.
you know. But I have to say the person who I work with a lot, Chaos One.
Yes,
know?
yes.
I have to give my just due to the God, Rakim.
Salute.
You know. And then a lot of people slept on my man because he ain't get the same level of publicity as these two. But people sleep on my man, Lord Finesse. Lord Finesse is that cat.
That's it.
Yeah, no.
Right.
That,
Right.
Listen,
That's
man.
different. Okay, that's 3.
He'll creep in on you, you know. Who else can I say? I know, damn, I'm trying to think of who else I can dibble
Final
dabble.
two.
Right. You got
Final
two
two.
slots.
Man, give me the uppercut right now.
Right.
No. Today I respect J. Cole. I like J. Cole.
J. Cole.
I like him.
I know. He said today.
Today
Right,
I
one of the
respect
school
him.
guys,
today.
right.
Okay.
I
all
respect
right,
him
right,
today,
right.
you know, because
Right.
I like how he brings stuff to the table.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And my man Jada Kiss, man.
That's my favorite rapper, man. That's crazy.
Jada.
You heard it
He
from the
made
dog,
top
man.
5.
You,
Yeah.
Listen.
He made
Dead or
top
alive,
5.
man. Dead or
Nah,
alive.
combination of the 5. I had to emphasize that.
Listen, you see, again, the MC kind of come out the DJ every now and again. I don't know if y'all peeped it. That was a couple bars. Them things was rhyming. But anyway, moving on. So you received a multitude of awards along your, illustrious career, right?
Yes.
Is there one that kind of just stands out? You know what I mean? And maybe not for the public's perception and notoriety, like, well, maybe the most to them, but to you, what's the, what touches your heart when you walk in the crib, you're like, yeah. When you see that on the shelf, it's like, yeah. You know what I mean? Well, which award gives you that vibe?
I think it had to be that merit of honor that I got from the UN.
That's
I got a
Head
merit
crack.
of honor
Like,
from the
head
UN.
crack.
I got that along with several others at the same time. And, I know I'm in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm not inducted. I have a display in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's an honor. But
100.
you touching that UN, that's something different,
Very different.
because that's
Very
global.
Yeah.
So that's what I got to say, that honor right there.
Shout out to Global Currency.
Like, at the same time, and that just speaks to, why here we do, the parent is forever 9-5. We think that 9-5 is the golden era. No slight to them.
Hip-hop.
You guys are the architects
Okay.
that created the science. You guys are the gods. So you guys stand alone. There is no category. Each of y'all are different gods. If this was Greek mythology, y'all all would be different superheroes.
But
so,
you know, a lot of people don't gotta understand. You know, you start as a diamond in the rough. You're very edgy. You know, so it get refined over the period of time to what it become later on. But it have to start kind of rough. You know, you have the rough edges. You know, you have to like see what it takes to get it going, what it becomes. So, you know, it got to start from somewhere. So I understand where you're coming from as far as the architects.
Right.
You know.
Right. 100%. 100%. So, like, we vibe with, like, 9-5 is the golden era for us. But again, I had to big up and let you know that because I didn't want you to take it as a slight. Like, wait,
never.
What do you mean?
And you know, and as a DJ, I know you know 9-5. That was one of the best year of hip hop.
That 9-5 was something different.
Boy.
I mean, that 9-5 is just, and you know, it's funny because me stepping from 11 years straight on 98.7 KISS FM, at the end of that 94 going to 95, that's when I came over to Hot 97. So I have witnessed a lot of different things that was taking place. Like it became a new venture for me. You know why? Because after 11 years at one station, I'm going to another station, and that 9-5 or all the things that was taking place at that time, it was like a knock.
That was it. That was the beginning. Sidebar. You still play ball? I heard you was pretty good back in the day.
Yeah, you got
hazard.
Well, listen here. You got oxygen tank? Because after I take a layup, I'm going straight to the chair. You know?
Understood. No. But back in the day, from what I understand, you were a pretty good ball player out here.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I was decent.
Okay.
I was decent, you know.
That's what the best players always say.
Yeah, I was decent. I hung in there.
You played with any legends out there in Harlem? I know back in your day it was regular. You know, you might see some real guys on the court.
Who that people recognize? Well, some of the guys in different leagues, you know, like street ball.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
Different leagues. I remember playing against Bernard King's brother, Albert King.
Okay.
Shout out to Bernard King.
Yeah,
Word.
my man Dave Britton. Dave Britton, he was with the Mavericks. Trying to think of who else I could think of. Well, you know, of course, when I was playing for Deaver Clinton High School, I was playing with a guy named Butch Lee. He the one that went pro, and he played for the Lakers. As a matter of fact, do you remember there's one scene where you see Magic always keep hugging somebody, you just see the top of their head? That's Butch Lee. That's who I played with. Played with him. There's several others, you know. And I remember when Jamal Mashburn used to watch me play, because he come from the same project I come from. You know, so that was an honor to see how he become into his own later on.
That's what's up.
Harlem
out of all your mixtapes you came out with, what's your favorite one?
Man, all the mixtapes. Damn, man.
That's a tough one right there. Got it.
What's your favorite one? What's your favorite one that you like you felt like that's a mess, nobody can't fuck with that?
Well, you know, the point about it, I think I got over the mixtape because I was doing more of all my mixes on radio.
Right.
So everybody was taking me off the radio, but what I cherished the most was my final time on 98.7 KISS FM. I call it the Thank You Mix. Because that was my last time, and after that, there was no more KISS FM. So I went hard on that.
Yeah, R.I.P. KISS FM.
Yeah, I went hard on that, you know, for them 2 hours. So I think I cherished that more than anything. That was the last one.
That is KISS
Growing up in New York, I know, you
know,
my grandparents, parents, KISS FM
always listen to that station to put on. Listen to that while we in the car.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But like I said, my first 11 years from 83 to 94, that's where I was at 11 years at KISS FM. At that time, we were playing a little bit of everything until they changed it to classic soul and they brought me over to Hot 97.
Right.
Then they brought me back to KISS the second time, then I went to Power, then I came back for the third time, but that last time, that was it, and they was closing it down, so I went hard as I can bringing up all them classics at that time.
Of course. Now, how do you feel about the digital sets now versus of course, the vinyl, which you know well. But how do you feel about these digital sets?
I'm gonna tell you the God's truth. No, I learned to adjust easily
So
because
you play the digital sets?
yeah, all the time. I mean, listen here. Are we using we at the token booth? We at the phone booth not anymore?
Nah, that's a dead issue.
Are we using the push buttons of the rotaries?
Nah.
No, sir.
You have to adjust, right?
Right.
Yes,
I
sir.
had to adjust. Or if that's the case, I would have myself dated. I'd be left behind.
Understood.
You know? And besides, I think I paid my dues lifting up all them records.
Them crates and all that.
Yeah,
I'm sure you had a crate, man. I'm sure you just kind of walked in the spot.
I used to carry all my own stuff.
What? Yo,
Yeah.
major key.
Yeah, no, for real.
Major
Honestly,
key.
I carry my own stuff. They mine.
What?
They mine.
That's a fact.
No, I carry my own stuff. I have no problem with that. It kept me in shape. But right now, my neck, my back.
Understood, man.
Word.
Understood. Yo, listen, this is Turned Up Tuesday. You already know how I go and how we get. The big brother HNIC is in the building.
Holla.
We got the God in the flesh, you know what I'm saying? So we just gonna
And
take
a legend.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know. Like, all right. Hip hop is to the point where the Super Bowl now, because I'm sure you could attest to this growing up, the Super Bowl didn't have hip hop acts as the halftime show.
No.
It was
That's a
pop
fact.
or some other colored person.
Exactly.
Right.
Hip hop is now the leading acts in every show you see. It's the leading jingles and all your commercials. And this man that's right here is the architect of the creation of such. Like, I just really need y'all to take that
Understand that.
Like, you know how you like Oreo cookies? When you eat an Oreo, you be like, damn, that's great. I wish I knew the guy who made Oreos. I'm not saying this man made hip hop, but he was out there with the Oreos, like, yo, we need to,
and created
this the new thing right now.
Who would ever expected it for it to become what it is today? But
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, I have seen the good side and the bad
Bad
side,
side.
but it still remains because they always say, oh, that ain't gonna go nowhere. It's a joke, that foolishness is junk and everything. How many years later? We're going into our 46th year? The culture?
And getting stronger, taking on more.
Yeah.
What was the top price that you know of in the streets back in the day you would hear one of your tapes go for?
I remember I got tapes as high as like $50.
And we talking about it what, like 80 what?
Yeah, we're talking about mid-80s.
Mid 85, 84, $50.
Because I had
for
a lot of
tape.
cats that was coming from out of town. And they was coming in town, they was always say, yo, I need some of them tapes. And they was copping it for $50.
And how long was the tape?
90 minutes. 90
An
minutes.
hour and a half. They was paying $50 for an album. You can't get these motherfuckers to pay, these mofos to pay $50 for a fucking album. You can't get them to pay $10.99 for a motherfucking album now. They had to travel to you.
Tape?
They had to drive to Harlem, come see. Well, I don't know where
Damn,
you
I wish the 80s was like that right now.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, because even though everybody used to record me off the radio,
Right.
Of course, yeah.
but these people that came to buy for $50, they wanted their own personal tape.
Oh, this was a custom. Oh my
They
God.
want their personal tape. So, you spend that $50, I like, okay, so I'll go ahead and give that. Because let me tell you something. When you have people like, respect to my man, world famous Brucey B, rest in peace, my man Star
B,
Child.
yeah,
When they
Star
was in the places like the Rooftop and all these other spots, you had the hustlers at that time was coming, and whatever was finished, that tape was ever finished being recorded at that spot, they was been top dollar. You know why? Because nobody can get that copy.
That's right.
So here it is. The people from out of town, they was coming to see me, and they said, I know I can get from all these other people that record you off the radio, but I want my personal.
That's right.
So that's why they pay that.
That's crazy.
So it was good with me.
That's
Pay them
I'm
bills.
sure. I'm sure.
That's crazy.
Did you ever have the issue with copycats?
Nah,
Folks running around
honestly,
trying
no. No,
Really?
no.
Your name was
Honestly.
strong. It was heavy out there. They knew what it was.
I honestly had no issues with that.
That's what's up.
Nah, and I was able to introduce and break a lot of records in my time.
Oh, okay. So let's go. We went from top 5 MCs.
Let me ask you this. How many battles you won on a turntable?
And I'm gonna tell you something.
Oh shit!
Against serious DJ.
I'm gonna tell you.
And I want to know this.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm
Rich,
telling you the God's honest truth. I never was in a battle.
Why?
Oh,
No, why? Because I was not known for battling.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that. It's not even.
I was
it's
never.
not
I
even-
was never
you
into
see-
a battle. I was
you
never
see,
in a battle.
This is how I felt.
Wow.
Even though you don't think you was not in the battle, you was already in the battle. Because I'm gonna tell you, let alone your tape means more. You basically you make sure your tape is more iller than anybody else's. I know that from that standpoint.
Okay, staying on top of your game.
Yeah,
Exactly.
he said it's automatic battle.
So you're already in the battle.
So I'm gonna tell you, the only battles that people could consider not other tapes and not DJ after DJ, but the radio. Because in the past, the radio was, while me and Chuck Chillot was on Kiss FM, Mr. Magic and Marley Marl on WBLS.
Right.
So they was always say who had the best show.
Right.
So that's what they always
that
say.
Was right.
No, so now you talking about that? Yeah, that's the battles I was in.
I know. That's what I mean.
Okay. Well, I came out on top. I'm just saying.
We ain't gonna even put other DJs under the bus. We ain't gonna even do
respect
that.
To all of them.
We ain't gonna do that.
I get along with all of them.
We ain't gonna do that.
I get along with them. Respect to them.
But that's a good answer.
That was a
great
answer.
That's a great answer.
Great answer. That was a great answer, man.
Respect.
So I'm sure it was many more names, but just a couple. You had your hand in the molding or the breaking a couple artists. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Jungle Brothers, Tribe Called Quest,
yes.
Black Sheep, Queen Latifah, and so how do you find these people? Like, what was the process? What did they have to show you to be
within that group itself, the first set was Jungle Brothers. Mike G of the Jungle Brothers, that's my nephew.
Right.
My sister's son. So when he always said that me and my crew want to make a record, I said, yeah, until my man, he had just built a studio. He said, well, what you want to bring down? So that's when I brought them down, and they started creating stuff, And then before you know, they was also in association with other members of what became the native tongue. You had, in the same school as them, you had Q-Tip, you had Ali Shaheen, Jarobi, you had a brother named Brother J from X-Clan. You had the young lady that you're working on with y'all. You know who I'm talking about, right?
Understood.
Give her her name. Charles, give her the name.
Understood.
What's her name?
Listen, I don't want to.
What's her name?
Oh, Lovely Entertainment. All right, go ahead.
Huh? I'm just trying.
What? That's deep.
What? Oh, we're going to have to interview Lovely Entertainment.
We're going to have to do that next.
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to do the introduction. That's why I said give them the names. But she also went to that school, and it was a collective. Everybody went to Mary Burcham.
Right.
So, that's how, one led into the other, and they got in association with De La Soul and Queen Latifah, and here it is, Black Sheep coming along, and they form as the native tongue. But before that, I was always a person listening to everybody's music. If it sound good, I'm going right on it. I didn't care. I didn't judge who you are, where it come from, what it's about. I judge what it sound like. If it's good, I'm going to play it. And I know there's a lot of times people were trying to force me to play stuff that I didn't care for. I didn't like it. I didn't play it. Even though you might be my best friend.
So they couldn't pay for spins. There was no paying
for
spins.
No, you can't pimp me.
You can't pimp me.
You can't pimp me. No. I'm not going to be the person on that corner.
Right.
I create my own corner. So that's way I did it,
I know you got offered that plenty of times.
I got mad offers. And everybody used to say you stupid, but that's right. 35 years later, I can talk about it. Where the rest of them? That's because every dollar is not a good dollar.
You know what's so crazy? Even besides that, I feel DJs is the most important component in hip hop is because they the ones that's got to break your record. Because if you don't fuck with DJs or anything, I don't think. Tekashi proved that to me off of that internet and shit like that. He got famed off of that. But before that, if you don't have a DJ in your corner or anything at all, you're not gonna pop at all.
Let me tell you what the importance of breaking the record is.
You say it is true,
it could be a dozen of us have the same record, but it's how you play the record, how you introduce the record, and how much you influence the people with that record. That's breaking records.
Right.
Because everybody else can play the record at the same time as you, But you're not really getting them into it.
To it.
It's how you work that record. You know, making them feel like, no, that's the one. I'm believing it. I'm with it. I'm such and such. That's breaking records. So that's what I used to do. I used to go after looking for obscure sounds. It's different. Every single artist was a one-time person. Had to start from somewhere.
Right.
And if you had something that sound good to me,
it was a go.
and I'm gonna work that record.
Okay.
Yo.
Breaking it in.
That's what I say.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
And listen, that's what prosperity comes through honor. That's 100%. So when you hear things like the 360 deal that's out now.
Yeah, 720 and all that. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Right? Like, you know, what's your thoughts on this? These young kids being so desperate, because you come from a space where everybody that was out when you was out was for the love. There was very little dollars involved, you know, except for, you know, $50 for a tape. You know, you making a little bit of something, but nowhere near what these young guys is what I say selling a soul for. You know
and
what
that's
I mean?
the sad part. That's the sad part. And that was going on from before, but become a greater deal now because as we into the quote unquote.
See, you know the game more.
Huh?
You know the game more.
Yeah, that's what it is. Put it this way. When you go ahead and be so driven upon the fame and the power, along with the dollars, you lose sight of what got you there from the beginning to become who you are.
Right.
And that's because you had a passion for it. You had a drive for it. You wanted to become known as the best MC, which they call rappers, the best singer, the best producer, the best DJ, the best whatever it is. But you are so driven upon everything that helped make you look good. That's why social media overtake, you know. And social media is the one that's controlling what's going on today, not the people, but the social media making you look bigger than life.
Right.
You know, so I mean, how you gonna get back to the basics and let people know from ground zero what it was? Some of them don't even want to take time with it. They don't want to start from scratch. They want the shortcut.
100%.
That's what's going on.
The microwave generation.
You got that right.
Yeah, now I'm one of them. You know, I talk crap about y'all. I'm with y'all. We together. I'm microwaved up too. I want it quick now. You know, the fastest way.
I understand to each his own, but the best way of earning and maintaining is from scratch.
Talk about it.
You know, because as fast as you try and go get it, it's as fast as you can lose it.
That's
because
100%.
you don't have no foundation to learn how to cherish it.
That's 100%.
That's what it is.
And that's life.
That's 100%.
And that's crazy. That's life.
That's life, yeah. That's the foundation of life, like the man is saying. And I'm sure that's what inspired you to create your company along the way.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if I'm not mistaken, you know, that's another, well, forget it if I'm not mistaken, you know, that's another black business, of course, obviously, that's put in motion. But the moral of the story is like what you're saying. Taking what you got from nothing and not being driven by money to go sign every deal you can, and then putting yourself in a position of power, creating the company. And now you can put on these talents that you see in your neighborhood or around the world, and then put them in a position of power. Like, all right, now you go flourish and take over the world.
And that's what became the culture of hip hop. Because the culture of hip hop is making something out of nothing. You know, we was just going according to how we feel, how we want to project, how we want to present. You know, from either on you playing music, you reciting on the mic as a singer or MC, or you know the footworks, or doing the dancing, or the artistry with the with everything. Just the way how you just represent yourself. That's all part of the culture.
Right.
But you know how to take it and make something out of it to the next event. So when I was so intrigued when I was seeing things as a little kid, and then I got to learn. And I remember I made my first time making money was $50 DJing at a little hole in the wall.
Nice.
I had now became a businessman.
Yes, sir. Quietly.
So what I did, I learned how to take it to another level. You know, what is it when a little kid was like in the neighborhood, he was selling newspapers. Until he learned how to establish himself, where he got people selling newspapers for him.
That's right.
Business. So that's the same thing in hip hop. But you got to learn and start from scratch.
Right.
Maintain, build a foundation. But if you want to skip over everything just to go after that bag, you may lose that bag faster than you was trying to get it.
Right.
Because you ain't know how to cherish that bag.
Yo, that's wise words, man. That's wise words.
That's it.
You know, can we get one dope party story? Like I don't want to lead you what you decide.
I want to ask you this one question.
What's that?
When Biggie Smalls said, quote what he said, either you're slinging, he said, in the streets in a short stop, either you're slinging crack rock or you got a wicked jump shot. Do you believe in that theory?
To a certain degree, yes.
Why?
Why? Because it's the chances you take from either or. If you're going to be slinging, that's a gamble. But then again, you go ahead and sacrifice with that jump shot, it's the same gamble as that, but in a more safer form.
Yep.
That's what it is. So the rest
And
is
you know
on you.
what's so crazy? I'm glad you didn't put it in a certain contact that people think that what that was. You understand what I'm saying?
No, I didn't think of it that way.
Appreciate that.
No, you're welcome. Yeah, but name of the game is maintain whatever you gonna do and cherish it and learn to protect it, because many a times you have people that are trying to come from nowhere and try to steal everything from you and leave you nothing. You gotta protect that sucker.
Culture vultures.
You gotta protect that sucker.
That's right. At the door.
That's
at
it.
The door.
And that's
at
in
the door.
anything.
Nah, that's 100%. I agree.
Right.
I agree. I think a lot of pieces of hip hop got sold off, auctioned off, to the
And
highest
that's
bidder.
where it comes, you just saying, selling their soul.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they got somebody dangling something in their face.
Absolutely.
So you're that hungry, you're not living for tomorrow, you're living for today.
Absolutely. And I'm one of them. Our generation is lazy when it comes to this grind. Like you just said, you had to lug the equipment from out the apartment to the park,
because I think that's
set it
what's
up.
wrong with this generation now. Like, it's so, it's just different. It's like, I feel like shit is just handed to you now. It's not like how it was back in the 90s. Gotta put that grind in. Like, it's different.
Fact.
You can't totally point the finger at them because they
Right.
didn't live
That lifestyle.
that lifestyle to understand what it was. I remember a lot of parents were saying, well, I want to make sure I work hard for mine so they don't have to worry about anything. They're going to have everything right there for them. I've heard a lot of parents say that.
Right.
But instead of handing everything to them, show them what it takes. What is that old saying? No, I'm going to teach you how to fish.
Right. Don't give them no fish.
Don't give them no fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish. So the same method.
That's
That's
right.
what it is. So once again, this era, not all of them.
Right.
Some of them learned how to earn, from ground zero, but a lot of them was not taught that. So that's why they're going about it that way.
Right.
Listen, man. First of all, like we always do, thank you for your time.
No problem,
It's
man.
one thing
Pleasure.
we can't buy.
I'm looking forward to do that.
Honor.
Man.
You know what I mean? That's respectable. That's
No
honorable.
problem, man. No. I remember when I first got on radio, and my man, he was always known for all his spots that was in Harlem. He had the Willie Burgers, he had Willie Lounge and all that, and it was him and another gentleman. They saw me at the bar. They said, Young Blood, that's what they call me. Yo, I heard you on the radio. Yeah, oh, that's good. Remember one thing, there's 24 hours in a day. If somebody want a couple minutes, you give it to them. Ain't gonna hurt.
Yo,
I've been like that since.
man, y'all young bucks,
And that's
man.
a jewel. You gotta remember that.
Come on.
You gotta
man.
remember that.
That was given to me
Come on,
from
man.
them.
Damn.
Those are OGs.
Real live.
They was the OGs
real
that,
live. Supporting the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Putting businesses and putting people to work. Like,
Yeah.
man, listen.
That's real.
Look, man, it's Turned Up Tuesday. You already know how it go. You can bite the style, but you might break your teeth, you bitch ass niggas. So pay attention. Look, first of all, before we get up out of here, if you could let the people know where they can fuck with you and where they can spend that bag.
Oh, okay. If you want to look me up, thecoolestlegend.com or at Cool DJ with Alert.
That's hard. The coolestlegend.com. Like,
cool.
that's hard.
But at Cool DJ with Alert, cool with a K.
Cool with it, of course.
Cool with a K.
Yo, that website of
hard.
the year goes to. That's
Red Alert.
hard. Yo, DJ Red Alert, man. Anything else before we get up out of here? Of course. If you got
Respect to
anything else.
everybody that been supporting me from day zero. If you heard me one time, you heard me all the time. You enjoy what I did. I thank you all for embracing me and supporting me. One love.
That's before day one. Day zero. It's so many. Yo, Rich, what else you got, baby? What else you
man, just being here with a legend. That's it. I'm good. Like, I'm happy.
Hey, there's room for everybody.
Yo,
Facts.
you already know how it go, and you already know what it is. Again, you can bite the style, but you might break your teeth, you bitch ass niggas. Pay attention.
You heard?
You know what I'm saying? It's Turned Up Tuesday. Shouts out to Cito, man. Engineer, best engineer in the game. You know what I mean? My guy, Pizza
Cito.
Pie. At Cito415 on the gram. Love
On
you
the
to
gram,
the
baby.
gram.
Look it up.
Dante Hawkins in the building. New music
Holla.
is dropped. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's going down. TUT Podcast, yo. We out of here.